Welcome back. I know we talked that we will release the videos about a new functionality of 4.2. We did. The previous video was about Prometheus monitoring and configuration, and we will. The next videos will still gonna be about 4.2. But we need to cover also some not that advanced topics and something from the basement of the Zabbix functionality and configuration stuff, because we still have a lot of beginners of the Zabbix. Someone that is just starting to use this monitoring solution, and those people might need some help about absolutely basic stuff. That's why today I really hope that this one will be shorter than the previous videos, and we should make it in around like 10, 12, 15 minutes. We'll see. And well, yeah, the most important thing, the topic for today is templates inside the Zabbix. First of all, the theory part. From my experience, when I started to work with a Zabbix monitoring solution, I remember the struggle of myself when you are just configuring some test hosts. In the front end, you create a host 1, host 2. All of them basically represent some virtual machines. And I did some research. I've read the documentation and the forums and other stuff. And everybody were talking like the best practice is to use templates. Don't create the entities like items, triggers on the host directly. Create them inside the templates. For me, it was like, I didn't get the reason why is that so recommended, because for me it was way easier to create the items, triggers directly on the host that I had in my front end. Until the moment when the amount of my host reached like 5 or maybe 10. Then you start to notice that, oh, since I don't have a templates, the configuration part and maintaining my entities, items, and triggers is way more complicated, and it takes way more time. Simply because I will be drawing quite a lot in this video. So let's say we have a host 1, host 2, host 3. These would be the hosts created in the Zabbix. Sorry for my beautiful drawing. And each of them would have some kind of items, right? That would be just a list. Same would be for this host and for this host. What do we have inside the items? The configuration, the item keys, the parameters of the keys, update interval, history storage period, the name of the item, description. For the triggers, we have a threshold, so expression of the problem, expression of the recovery, also the name, description, URLs, a lot of information. And what happens, let's say, okay, initially I've created these items, I created these hosts items manually on each of those hosts, and it's kind of okay. Then something changes, and let's say the boss or the manager comes to me and says like, hey, you know, we had those CPU load items with an update interval 1 minute. You know what? We need to change it to 2 minutes. What happens? I need to go to each host and manually change the update interval of each item. So in this drawing, it would be doing same stuff 3 times. If I have 10 hosts, I would have to do the same stuff 10 times. If 100 hosts, well, you can do the math. Instead, when we have a template, let's say we have a template with, again, items. Yeah, beautiful. So items, multiple of them, and at the same time, I have host 1, host 2, host 3. These would be the hosts configured in my frontend. Let's say all of these are Windows servers, or there might be a Linux server, doesn't matter. And well, let's keep on the Linux. And I have a template called Linux monitoring with my Linux related items inside the template. What do? I just link the template to my 3 Linux hosts. What happens? all of these items from the template will apply to all of the hosts. What happens at the time when my manager comes to me and says like, hey, you need to increase the update interval of that one system CPU load item? Do I need to do that on all 3 hosts? No, I need to do that just in the template. So open my Linux template, make the change, and the change will apply to all of the hosts where this template is linked to. So you will save a lot of time. Additionally, it is also possible to use template nesting, so linked templates, which means that, let's say, the regular scenario, the web server, web page, we have some examplepage.com, which is example web template. In this template, we will have some items, some triggers related to our web page. Those might be like the web checks, checking the performance, response time, speed, HTTP codes, all of that stuff. But let's think a bit deeper. What is running our web page? It must be some kind of a web engine, right? It must be Apache or Nginx as example. So there is somewhere this, let's say, Apache, which also can be monitored. And there could be a separate template, HTTPD template. And this template will be linked to our main web template. Then, since this is the web page, most likely there is also a database, maybe MySQL template, and this template will also be linked to our master, the general web template. Then what happens? I have my host for the web page, to which I link only one template, the web, and items from this one, and this one template will be linked to this host. So again, you will make your life easier and simpler. Let's say if you will have to change some parameters, you won't have to go to your host itself. It will be enough to make changes in, let's say, MySQL template or HTTPD template or the web one. And all the changes will also apply immediately to the host itself. So that would be the theory part. Let's go to, to the front end. What I have here is configuration hosts. I created one example host with templates already linked, but let's start with the templates. So where to configure them? Configuration, templates. Since this is the configuration tab, it means that only Zabbix admins or super admins are able to do that. Like if you have just Zabbix user permissions in the front end, you are not able to create a template. Configuration templates, I've created template 1 with the name video 1. And inside this template, I have one item. Ignore this part, we'll talk about this in a second. So I have one item with a key first, that is just for the example. So I will be sending the values and also the trigger for the first template. So one template, one item, one trigger. Then I've also created a second template with the name video 2. Again, one item, one trigger. In the template 1, video 1, in the linked templates tab, I've specified that there are also linked templates, and the linked template is video 2. So the second template. And that's why I see here two items. Like this comes, let me change the color. This comes from the first template, and this one from the second. Same applies for the triggers. Second, this is from the second template. Then, what else? Also the thing about the tags. Since the 4.2, you should be already familiar with the tags and tag values in the Zabbix in terms of the triggers. Now, since 4.2, it is also possible to specify the tags in the template level. Like, if I would go to my templates, video 1, you see there is a new tab called tag with the name of the tag template in my case and a value first. Then I've created same configuration for the second template. Tags, name, template, value, second. What I did with these templates, you see again, I will highlight linked to only this one. The first video 1 is linked to the host Zabbix templates. Second one is not linked to any host. So Zabbix templates, that is the host, which means in the configuration hosts, I do have my host with the 2 items, 2 triggers, because these templates are linked together, and that's the same stuff that I can see in my front end. So I have a template 1, and in the brackets, there is template 2. That's why I get 2 items and 2 triggers. Pretty simple. Then, about the tags, just told you that, hey, I have a template 1 with a tag, template 2 with a tag. Then I go to the configuration hosts and I don't see any tags. So what could be the problem? The thing is that with the templates, if you have a tag on the template, it will appear in, let's say, monitoring problems to the problem generated by the trigger from that template. Let's make an example. I will actually need CLI, and I will need a little bit preparation. I need to get an IP address of my server. Agent, there we go, this one. That's the IP address. And then, since both of those items are the Zabbix Trapper items, and yeah, let me show you, the trigger expression is pretty straightforward. Like, if the last received value is 0, then it will be a problem. Currently, both of these are okay. So I will try to make my first template trigger from my first template to go to the problem state by running the Zabbix sender -z IP address of my Zabbix server host, then -s, a host name in the front end Zabbix templates case sensitive, so Zabbix templates, then the key of the item to which I want to send a template, and it is first, to which I want to send a value. And the key is first, and -o, it is a value. So my trigger expression has configuration if last received value will be 0, it will make a problem. So sending the values. Let's go back to the front end, to the monitoring dashboard. What do we see? We see a new problem generated from my first template trigger with the tags template first. And now let's try to generate a problem for a second trigger from the template 2. So the key is second, not the first, and -o, value still 0. And this one will generate again a new problem, but in this case there are 2 tags, the template first and the template second. Why is this happening? So when I've generated a first problem, I've got a tag from here. Let me actually change the color. I got a tag from here, from my master template. When I've generated the second trigger problem, I've got a tag from this one. And since this is a linked template, and it is linked to my master template, which is a web check, it does make sense that the tag value is taken also from here. Right? And that's why in the problem I see this tag from the template where the trigger actually fired, and also the tag of the master template. So if I would delete this easier, I have a template 1, which is linked to the template 2. If I get a problem from one, let's say the master, this would be 2 master, the upper level, then I would get just 1 tag. If I would get the problem from the linked template, then I would get a tag of this template and also the tag of the master template. So that's the magic. Additionally, what could we do? Remember I told you about the parameters. If I would go to the configuration hosts items, and here in the screen I can also see that these items are coming from the template. Template 1, video 1, and video 2. If I want to change some parameters, you see some fields are grayed out. I am not able to change the key. That's simply not possible. But I am able to change the allowed hosts, new application, description. So it means that if, let's say, I want to change the name, first template item, I need to do that on the template level. And the change will apply to all the linked hosts. So if I want to change this, I need to click on the video 1. So now I am going to the template. I'm inside the template. And I'm changing the name. Test. Update the template. And after the update, see also on the host level, the item name changed. But I'm still not able to change it on the host level. If I want to do that, I need to do that on the template level. And if we want to link the template to the host, so how can we do that? We need to, as example, open our host. It might be a Zabbix template, as in this example. Click on it. Then there will be a tab, Templates. And here we can see it. So we have one template linked, video 1. And if we want to link something else, let's say Linux, it is just enough to start typing the template name. And the most important thing, don't forget the little add button. Then click update, and items and triggers and other entities from the linked template will apply. Another thing is templates tab, action, unlink and clear. Quite often the beginners, the starting users are making this mistake. So what's the difference? Let me unlink and clear template operating system Linux. You see, currently I have 36 items, 17 triggers, 5 graphs. Then I am doing unlink and clear of operating system Linux template and clicking update. What I don't have the template linked anymore. Those items are gone, triggers are gone, graphs are gone. I have only 2 items and 2 triggers left. The history of those items is also deleted. But if I will click unlink instead of unlink and clear, like in this example, so just unlink, update, the template linkage is gone from the host. There is no templates linked currently, but the item, trigger, and other entities still exist. The only change is those are right now directly created on the host. Those are not templated items, templated triggers. If I would go to my template video 1 and make the changes for the items, it would not apply to the host level. If I've accidentally this is a simple thing, like I have just 2 items. What if I accidentally clicked on link on the template with 200 items from the host that has 2,000 items, but I need to remove them? Should I really go manually through all of the list of the items and one by one delete those that I don't need? Not mandatory. Instead, you can go to, again, to your host where you made this mistake, to the templates tab, and link the template again. Video 1, add, update. So again, I have a template linkage with my 2 level templates. I have the same 2 items, but now again, those are coming from the template, which means that I can again go to the host, to the templates tab, and click on link and clear, which will, first of all, remove the linkage to the templates, and the second thing, delete the items and the triggers. So this would be the short lesson about the templates and the Zabbix. And the more templates you have, the easier it will be for you to manage all of the monitoring, items, triggers. There are a lot of built-in templates inside of Zabbix for not only operating system monitoring, but also some networking stuff through the SNMP. We do have templates for the database monitoring, some exact vendor switches monitoring, a lot of stuff. If that is not enough, we do have basically a community page called zabbix.share where you can find a lot of community templates. So if you have something cool created on your own, some custom items with the scripts, with the user parameters, you can export the template, any of them. Like you see, you can just select the templates, go to the bottom of the page, and there is export button that will generate an XML file. Then you can upload that to the Zabbix share page, which will be accessible to all of our community, and anyone who wants to get your template can search for it, download, then go to the front end of their Zabbix, click the import button, select the XML file, and upload the template. And that's it. They will have the same items, the triggers that you created. So this was a basic video about the templates. I've probably missed something, like I didn't told absolutely 100% about the template functionality in the Zabbix, but that's the most generic stuff. If you're just starting to use Zabbix monitoring solution and you are hesitating, like, do I really need a templates? It's easier for me to create entities directly in the items or triggers on the hosts. Trust me, you need templates. So do the templates, create them, create items, triggers, graphs, low-level discovery rules inside the templates. And then if you will have to do some changes, do those changes only in the template level, not in the host directly. That's it. Thank you for today, and see you in the next videos, which most likely will again be about one of the Zabbix 4.2 functionalities, like a little bit deeper than we did in the What's New video. Okay guys, goodbye, have a good day.